Hey everybody, and welcome to Arcane Wednesday for July 22nd, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright, today on Arcane Wednesday, we're going to take a look at a brand new spell for 5th edition. And that spell is called Catnap. This is a spell that doesn't have a precedent in D&D, but at least not spell-wise. But I think I have an inkling of why they put it in the game, and I have a little bit of a rant about stuff like this being in the game as well. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go on with the show. All right, so this spell is from 5th edition. It's a 3rd level spell. Takes an action to cast, 30-foot range, semantic and material components. Need a pinch of sand. Lasts for 10 minutes. And basically what it does, you pick 3 allies, or 3 willing creatures, I should say, and you put them asleep for 10 minutes. And at the end of 10 minutes, they gain the benefits of having a long rest. So it's like in 5th edition, not a long rest, a short rest. In 5th edition, a short rest is an hour. And some features of some classes and some races will reset on a short rest. So you can basically shortcut the amount of time it takes to, uh, recover some of those things by using the Catnap spell. It's available to bards, sorcerers, wizards, and artificers. All right, now, as the reason why this is in the game, I think it's in the game because of people that came from 4th edition. You often will hear me say when I'm talking about the history of things in D&D, 4th edition was sort of the oddball. There's a clear progression, and you can see kind of an evolution of the rules from the original rules through 1st edition, 2nd edition, 3rd edition. Everything took kind of a left turn at 4th edition, and then it sort of came back more in line with that original evolution for 5th edition. Not necessarily what 3rd edition would have grown into, but 3rd edition kind of got deep into the weeds for a lot of people, and so 5th edition just said, okay, let's take what people liked about the older rule set and do that, and we'll do away with all of the ticky-tacky little stuff. And Catnap is a spell that treats short rests closer to the way that 4th edition treated them. When they finally got the connotation of a short rest and a long rest, I think that first came in 3rd edition. And I think short rest was an hour and a long rest was 8 hours. And up until then, you had to rest. You had to get a night's sleep, essentially, to recover features that you had used. And so there was no such thing as a short rest where certain things would recover. It was all long rest. Then in 4th edition, the short rest became 5 minutes and the long rest became an hour. And so after and that was kind of based on video game things where, you will go and you'll fight a monster or something in a video game, and then your health bar is way down low, and then you kind of walk over, and by the time you get walked over to the other side of the screen, your health bar is filled back up again. So they kind of had that's kind of where the whole short rest, long rest thing for fourth edition came from. And Catnap is one of those things where I think people who came from fourth edition to fifth edition said, "Oh my God, for a short rest, I have to wait a whole hour. Oh man, what?" Well, for me, narratively, rest periods are all just an opportunity for RP, and they're just kind of narratively, they just sort of narratively happen. Um, you know, Party, do you guys want to take a short rest? Yeah. Okay, well, you know, now as a DM, you can say, all right, well, you're in an area where you know that the enemy kind of patrols. So do you really want to take a short rest here, or do you want to go somewhere else? Oh, okay, well, we'll go somewhere else. You just sort of narratively do that. You don't really have to mark the time doing that. It's just something that's going on. Catnap is in there for those DMs who like to, you know, have this ticky tacky little system of, well, I know that every 327 seconds, this particular thing happens. And, so that's just way too much work. Now, all right, if you're the DM who likes to do that, and if your players have fun with doing that, the old adage, it's wise words from RPG Academy. The old adage that they always say that if you're having fun, you're doing it right. If that kind of thing is fun to you, then fine, go for it. But Catnap is, if one of my players wanted to take Catnap, I'd kind of be like, okay, why are you wasting a spell slot on that? Because in my game, that's really not going to ever amount to anything. There's not going to be any mechanical reason you would need to shorten a short rest to 10 minutes instead of an hour. Because I don't do that kind of thing in my game. Um, it's not something that I would really plan for. Now, maybe if somebody really insisted that they wanted to have that, okay, then maybe I would humor them, and maybe I would throw something in there where um, after they uh, after they had it and they had never needed it and they'd never needed it and they never needed it, well then after some time I might actually put in something where they would actually need it and see if they're still carrying it or not. So I might do that to them. Like I might have something like where they have a 30-minute window of time between um, the time that one thing happens and the time that another thing happens, uh, in in which they would want to be able to get people ready for the next event, recover some of the things that recover on a short rest. But that would be really an oddball situation, I think, and would be an outlier in the way that I like to run games. Okay, so that's going to do it for Catnap. Now, because this is a spell that I really don't see a lot of use for, and that I don't um, imagine running. I would be very curious for those people that really do like this spell or that really find this spell to be useful, whether you're a DM or whether you're a player. I'd love to see comments on this and, tell me a situation where Catnap was important for you to have as a player, and how it helped your party. Or tell me a situation as a DM where you put something into the game because you knew that the players might have access to Catnap and you wanted to just mess with them a little bit. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know that. I would be very, very curious about that. And while you're doing that, if you like all the stuff that we're posting here on YouTube, please go click the subscribe button and click the post notification bell, and that will let you know every time that we put something new up on the channel. Also, down in the description, you'll find all of the notes or all the ways to follow me on my social media, and you'll find the my Twitch channel for my live streams that I do a few days a week. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you have a wonderful week, and hope you'll stop by during the week and see some of our other segments that we do. Okay, take care, and good night, everybody.